All right, back-end strategy, using back-end products to create lifetime customers. This is so important. This training tonight is probably one of the most important ones and probably going to be one of the most profitable ones if you put this into your business, if you put this into practice tonight. And you want to get this started in your business just as soon as possible. So tonight, back-end strategy, using back-end products to create lifetime customers. What is next? That's basically what you have to be thinking when when you start getting into business for yourself and you start creating that very first product. You need to start thinking what comes next. And you need to be thinking that all the time. So far you've done it. You got a visitor to sign up in your squeeze page, and I understand some of you are not even that far yet, but that's okay. You even got them convert to a sale. So maybe you've even got that sale and you now have a real paying customer. Now it's time for your back-end strategy plan. And actually, that back-end strategy plan should have been planned out before you even got that visitor there so that you're prepared for them once they show up, ready to go. As you notice, you get your visitors, they show up to your squeeze page, they get your free product or your low-cost product, whatever it is. They're on your email list. It gives you a chance to start marketing to them and building relationships. And basically what you're doing is the same thing that McDonald's does. And you're basically saying, okay, you got the burger. Would you like fries with that? Or would you like to supersize that? I'm sure that's something that you've never heard, that you just never have heard before. They buy that first product, or they come in with that free offer that you're giving them, and the very next thing that you should be hitting them up with is an offer for them to grab a hold of them, because your job is to get them to be a paying customer. And one of the easiest way to get them onto your list is giving something away free, which is not very profitable for you at the very beginning. But understand that that has a lot of potential to be very profitable, bringing in people free if you have your back-end strategy set up right and everything is positioned properly in place. Having a back-end strategy, the benefits of this are basically higher overall profits. You're going to find that a lot of people will never even really make any profits at all on the front end. The back-end strategy, the back-end product, how you have this set up is where it's all at. You're going to have higher quality customers. A list of a bunch of freebies really is not a high quality customers. You want those customers to pull out that wallet, to actually pull that credit card out and buy something from you. And the moment they do, they become a higher quality customer. You're going to get better JV partners. Without a back-end strategy, it's really actually pretty hard to get JV partners because they're looking for you. For those that have back-end strategies, for them to be able to make more money. So maybe they're making 75% on your front end, but that front end is a $37 little ebook. They're not going to continue to sit there and promote that product if there's nothing else that's going to come left or after that. They want to see that you've got like your one-time offers, you've got upsells, you've got other things in that back end that are there for them that they can actually make money on themselves. And so that's going to be, you want to have that back-end strategy up. They're looking for a long-term relationship with you and not just a one-time hit wonder. You're going to get speaking opportunities. Once you have a back-end strategy, usually that is going to detail having higher end products. And once you have those kind of products and stuff, you're going to end up starting to get speaking opportunities. You're just going to have all sorts of different opportunities that start presenting themselves to you. You're going to have better differentiation. You're going to set yourself apart from the crowd having back-end strategy benefits, because a lot of these people that get started in this never ever have a back-end product at all. So you've got hundreds of people out there trying to sell these ebooks out there, and that they're trying to compete, trying to get everybody to grab their ebook. Afterwards, it's it's a whole lot easier to start competing. As you can see, we got less competition because maybe you've got something like offline events. There's a whole lot less people that are holding offline events than there are out there trying to sell ebooks. So once you get them on there and you start bringing them through your back end, you're going to find that there's less competition because there's going to be less people that are going to have the kind of products that you have, the higher end products. Bigger impact on your clients. The ebooks and stuff are great as lead-in generators and getting some content out there, building up your credibility and stuff. But a lot of the times, and you can probably understand this from ebooks that you have bought, that a lot of the times you never really get any results from those ebooks. Maybe you got a lot of good content that you can, maybe that you can end up using sometime for your own marketing or whatever, and you've learned a few things from that, but it really never got you the results that you're looking for. Your back end strategy is going to really help with that, going to help other people get more results, so you're going to have a bigger impact on your clients. They're going to see that you're providing them the help that you want through your coaching programs, through your offline events and so forth and stuff, that you're going to have a bigger impact in their lives. You're going to have few customer service issues because once you start really delivering results to them, they're going to stop, basically, doing all the refunds and asking all these crazy questions and stuff, because they're going to see that they're getting the help, and they're going to understand that you're giving them the help that they need. So you're going to have fewer customer issues. You're going to have better testimonials. You're going to really start. I mean, it's great to have somebody say, "Hey, this is you guys are putting on a great webinar. You guys had, that was a great ebook, great content and stuff." But how about a testimonial that comes through and stuff? Hey, because of the help that you provided me, I now am able to run my own business and make money online now. I remember when I first got started, I was really enjoying all the people saying, this is great product. I really love what you're doing and stuff. But the moment that people started telling me, because of you, I started making money online. I started getting results. Look at the results I'm getting because of what you're doing. And that all came from when I started, giving out my back end strategy and got that in place. So that's something that's really important. You're going to become guru status. You're going to become the expert. You're going to have creative compensation, higher credibility. You're going to be really seen as more of a credible expert because of these high-end products, because they're going to see a lot of the times they detail coaching programs and things like that. And the best part of it is now you are in control. And what I mean by that is before you get that person on your list, they're in control. They can leave at any time. They have not given you an email or anything yet. They have not purchased anything yet. Now you're in control once you have them in there and you start them in through your back end marketing strategy, because now you can send out emails to them and get them in front of them. Sure, they can still, they can unsubscribe and they can still leave if you don't do it properly, but you're the one that's more in control now to get those products in front of them. You have a captive audience now instead of, waiting and trying to drive traffic to that squeeze page and to your sales pages all the time. All right, the big marketer's myth. Create a 100-page ebook, sell it for $37, and make a fortune. The truth is, one ebook does not contain the key to make you rich. You'll be lucky if you break even. Right now, many successful people online are losing money on the first product that you see, and that's why you have to learn back-end strategies. A lot of the times when you buy that front-end product, most people don't even understand that the person that put this product out there probably didn't make any money if they made, or possibly maybe just a few $1,000s or whatever off of it, because what they're doing is they're just using that to get people into their product funnel. They're giving out, sometimes 100% commissions for their JV partners to send that out there. So a lot of the times that little $37 ebook or $37 product is not making anybody any money except for the guys that are promoting it for you. If you think a fortune is $1 million, so if you think $1 million is a fortune, you would have to sell 27,028 copies of that ebook to make $1 million. It's not going to happen, and I can almost say ever to that. If it is, it's going to take you a long, long time, or you're going to have the corner on the market, JV market, and have everybody on your side promoting that thing. So if you think that's the case, that you're going to make that $1 million for that $37 ebook, you're completely wrong. Whoops. Even if you think a fortune is $100,000, you would still have to sell 2,703 ebooks, which is almost as impossible as well. Not impossible, but almost as impossible. And that's if you get 100% of the profit and you're not splitting it with anybody. So, you can double that if you're going to be splitting that, or, even more if you're going to be giving out more than 50% commission, which is usually the case on a smaller front-end product. So you can see, with this is just you going out there and selling that, those products and stuff without anybody else's support. It's not going to happen. So you can sell 100 copies of your ebook at $20 with no upsell. So you get 100 copies of it sold times 20 with no upsell is $2,000. That's something that's doable. You could probably sell 100 copies. But if you don't have any upsells to it, you made $2,000. Now you can have 100 copies at $20. The upsell is available. Only 1 out of 10 actually buy the upsell. All of a sudden you've got 100 ebooks times $20 equals 2,000, plus the 10 upsells, maybe at $500 a piece, 497 products, whatever, is another 5,000. So now you've made $7,000 just by having an upsell, and that's only with 1 out of 10 people actually coming through and buying. So 10 out of those 100 actually bought your upsell or your one-time offer, whatever you got going on there. And tell me which one you would rather have. Try selling 100 copies of that ebook and that's it, and getting 2,000, or getting 10 of those buyers to actually buy your upsell and making an extra $5,000. The front end sales only purpose is to create a relationship to continue selling. It's to get that person into your product funnel so that you can continue to sell to them. Backend marketing basically describes the strategies for generating sales of additional products to existing customer lists. Not going out and finding the customers, you've already got them. Your backend is making sales of additional products to an existing customer list. It's extremely important for long-term business growth and overall success. If you want a long-term business that you really want to set up and have something that you can run and not have to go to another job or do anything else, that you can maybe get some employers or whatever, you better start thinking your back-end strategy and stuff, because it's extremely important for long-term business growth and overall success. Without it, you're going to be maybe a one-hit wonder if you really make some good sales. But after that, you're not going to have any JV partners to continue with, because they're not going to stick with you. You're not going to be really bringing in any more income. And after a while, it's going to be hard just to keep selling that product if there's nothing else to offer. It's an inexpensive form of marketing. The largest expense related to marketing is customer acquisition. That's already been incurred before you start your back-end marketing. So, your biggest expense is just getting customers into your product funnel. After that, you pretty much get everything all set up and it's all automated, and you just start, bringing people into that funnel and making higher end sales. Response rates and conversions will typically be much higher. Customers already know, respect, and trust you. They started to get to know you, respect you, and trust you way back when they first got in. If you've got everything set up right, you're doing your job of building that relationship with them. They're going to know you, trust you, respect you, and they're going to listen to you when you recommend products. When you first get started out, even if you got a good size list, you can sell that first product, but then you got to go through the part where you build relationships with that person, because a lot of the times, if you really build it fast, it came from other JV partners that gave that recommendation for your product. they're on that other list and they already know that guy. They like him and they trust him and they bought your product because of a recommendation from him. Now it's your job to build that relationship so that they're going to listen to you for you to be able to recommend somebody's product to them, or to recommend your own products to them. So response rates and conversions are typically much higher, so you don't need to have as many people buying. Despite the benefits of back-end marketing, the low cost, higher conversions, the higher profits, it's the most ignored form of marketing strategy. And the reason of it is, I believe, is most people just don't teach it. They just teach you, you got to go out there. They're trying to get you results. They take you, bring you into a program, and they say, you put together this ebook, we're going to get it out there, market it, and look, there, you sold your ebook, congratulations, you made money online, and that's about all you get. And that's just not right. They should have been teaching you to set up a back-end strategy from the very beginning. And that's, even I didn't used to do that and stuff. I didn't realize the importance of this. But so many times that's what happens. You're taught that one ebook is all you got to do, and then you just keep going, good luck from there and stuff. To be successful in marketing and sales in the long run, a business must become successful at back-end marketing. Your back-end marketing is your key to your success of your business. An example of back-end marketing: if you own a computer, you might be sold on an upgrade after a year. So maybe you've even put some different programs on there or whatever, and a year later they come up with an upgrade. You've seen several times where you buy something and then they say, hey, for this little bit of money and stuff, you need to spend that right now because we got this upgrade for you. Maybe another example would be when you buy that computer, they're like, hey, may I interest you in this awesome printer and stuff for your computer? Or what about a computer desk for you to sit that on? Is that something you have? Maybe you need a bigger one. If you open up a bank account, you might be sold on further financial services like loans or investing. So once you open up that savings account, and that checking account or whatever, you'll notice that you start getting promotions on different loans and stuff that you can get, and where before you didn't really hear about that. That is all back-end marketing. Tips for successful back-end marketing: the primary product must be of the highest quality. That means that ebook or whatever, that low end, even if it's a free product, it has to be high quality. And this is something that's very important, because this is that first experience that they're just starting to get to know who you are. And if they come in there and they see poor quality, why in the world would they want to buy something further from you that's going to cost them even more? So if it's an ebook, make sure it's a good ebook and the content is good, it's up to date. And even if it's something that maybe you grab PLR rights to, that doesn't mean that you can't create a good ebook out of that and a good front end or a free thing to give away. Make sure that you add high value and quality to that giveaway product and to those low front end products, because once they see that, they're not going to have a problem with buying the products that you have in that product funnel in your back end marketing. Customer service and support are key. Make sure that your customer service and your support for the products that you have are key. That you're on top of that you're really doing the very best that you possibly can. One of the things that most people do not prepare for, and sometimes it's even hard to prepare for, is when they do a big launch, and that's to stay on top of support. They weren't expecting the support that they had. And maybe it wasn't even, really too much to deal with problems with the product. It was just support coming in there, thanking them for it, or, asking some simple questions. But if you can't get to them, they start wondering, what's the support going to be like if I do have a problem? So that's something that you really need to be planning on before you get going, is that there's going to be support. And if you have a big launch, there's going to be a lot of support. I don't care how good your product is. And that really will affect your business, even if you're doing your very best. If you don't answer people's support questions on time, they're going to come after you. And they're not going to be understanding, no matter how much you try to convince them that you're doing the very best that you can. Make sure that additional product is related. whenever you have a product in place in your back end marketing strategy, make sure it's related to what they first came in with. You've got to position products, those products in the minds of those customers coming in where it makes sense to them to actually buy. So make sure that everything is related and that you position them properly positioned in the mind of customers, and you're going to get that sale. Customers come in, and if you haven't positioned it right for the mindset that they've got when they showed up to your sales page, or however you're getting that product out in front of them, if you're not positioning it right in their mind, they're not going to buy. They're just going to turn it. They're just going to turn their mind off. Their mind's going to say, nope, not for you. That doesn't make sense right now, and they're going to leave. So that tells me right there, you've got to get to know your customers. You've got to build those relationships, get inside their mind, and you create those products to go along with where their minds are at already and what they're already looking for. What type of products or service can I use in my back-end strategy? You can do boot camps. So where maybe you brought somebody into your product, and now you're going to have a boot camp or a workshop or something offline where you're going to invite them down, where you're going to give them even more training, maybe some one-on-one training and stuff where you're right there with their computers and stuff. And a lot of people go, I can't do that right now. But don't say that you can't do that now. Start thinking about it and figure out how you can do that. Maybe coaching programs, home study courses where you have an ebook and you say, hey, you purchase this ebook. Now I've got this home study course that I would love to upsell you on that is going to really take you into detail of what this book is trying to cover. And maybe it's a video course that is really going to be, look over my shoulder as I teach you what this ebook is all about. Field trips, and what I mean by those is maybe you have an offline your office or whatever, where you can invite people to your office and you charge them money to say, hey, I would like you to bring you to my office. I'm sure you've seen this many times where some of these big guys will say, hey, for this amount of money, or this is one of my bonuses, I'm going to invite you to my office as an exclusive guest for you, and my team's going to work with you, and we're just going to really help you get some good results. Maybe mastermind groups where you set up mastermind groups with a group of students. Do it for them services where you do everything for them. Membership sites where you get that membership sites where you got some you've got money coming in every single month, and you've got members of this helping each other throughout, with all of that. You're right in there. Maybe you got forums or whatever going on. But be thinking of membership sites. Physical version of your digital product is another good upsell. Consider breaking your product into two separate offers. So maybe you've got a high-end program right now, and you could break that into a smaller product where maybe it's your giveaway or a low front end, and then they get the rest of it as an upsell or as a one-time offer or something like that, or a product down the road, and much more. Offer what comes next. That's what you have to be thinking when you're thinking back-end strategy, is what comes next. And you probably hear that phrase quite a bit, so that's something that's important. What comes next? Once you get that customer, what are they going to be looking for and needing next? Building your back-end strategy. We're going to kind of lay out a little bit of a strategy, a little bit of plan here for you. Step one, you're going to need to start list building. Create a lead generation system. The first step in building your sales funnel should be to get as many people in the door as possible. Capture their name and email. All of you have seen a squeeze page where you put your name and email in there. Now you need to turn it around where everybody is seeing your squeeze page, putting their name and email, and you start your list building. Capture that name and email, and then you begin to take them through your product funnel. The highest cost is getting that first sale. Remember that it's the highest part of your company, because when you think about it, what does it take to get somebody onto your list? You've got to have your domain, your hosting. You've got to have You got to have like your autoresponders, your payment processors, everything like that. You start occurring those costs right up toward the front. So that's the most cost, is getting them in. So it makes sense that as soon as you get somebody in there, especially if it's for free, you need to start getting a product in front of them that they can purchase so that you can start getting income. And that's probably something that holds a lot of people back. They see the cost that is involved in getting started, and they're like, man, I can't do that right now because I'm not guaranteed I'm going to make any sales. Well, that you got to stop thinking like that, because yes, it's going to take a little bit to get it started, but have something right there ready to go, because you will have a certain amount of people. Sometimes it's only 1 or 2% of those people will actually buy from you right away. But but that's good. Because those are going to be starting to be higher end products. That's where those sales are going to start coming in. And it doesn't take very many sales to start paying for that monthly autoresponder or your monthly web hosting and stuff like that. So the most cost is getting that first sale. So start your list building first. Start thinking about that. Get it going. Start doing that lead generation. Create a system to earn more money during the sales process. One of them would be upselling. So basically what we're talking about is during the sales process. Once that person puts in that name and email or buys that front end product, however they come onto your list, to get into your sales funnel there, you need to start up the next system, which is earning you money. That comes through your upselling, through your maybe cross-selling, your one-time offers. All of these things are things that you need to have in place, so that the moment they give you that name and email, you start them into the process right now. What they're telling you when they give you that name and email is, yes, I am interested in what you have. And trust me, they don't just want that email that you got, that free offer that you just gave them. That's not what they're really looking for, and they know that. But a lot of them will come in that way and test the waters to see exactly what's going on. But give them a reason to buy right off the bat. So, as soon as they send that name and email, it's like, hey, thank you for signing up. Hey, how about this offer that I've got? And of course, you got to make sure that you got your sales copies right and everything else to get them going in there. So that's all got to be in proper place. But hit them up right now with the what comes next. All right, let's talk about that upsell for a second. The fact is, people are far more likely to make another purchase when their wallet, purse, credit card, etc. is already on the table than at any other time in the purchase cycle. When they've already opened up their wallet and they made a sale, it's right there, and they've got that wallet open already, and here comes that one-time offer or that upsell. Maybe it's an upgrade to what you have. Maybe you've got they came in for a free recording. So you say, they got that recording for $37 or something. You say, hey, how about that we have this in an MP3, and that for your iPod, and also you get the transcriptions to this recording for you to go in an ebook form, and instead of $37, it's $47 or $67 or something like that, or whatever you put, the value that you're putting on your upsell there. You right away, you try to get them to go up a little bit. It's no different than what McDonald's is doing with their hamburgers and stuff and their fries. They're like, right away, every time they're like, hey, would you like to supersize that, or would that? And they don't ask you, would you like a small, a medium, or large? They ask you, would you like to make that a large size or a super size? They go right there and they put that in your mind right away. That and they've got it, the price structure that they've got it. It's you look at that and go, wow, I can get that great big drink and all of that, for not a whole lot more. So yeah, that's a good plan. Offering your customers a chance to upgrade. That is an upsell. Offering your customers a chance to upgrade to something that's going to help them out even more. Upsells can double or even triple the amount of revenue that you bring in. So why would you not want to help or get that going? Think of an upsell as tacking on a product that can enhance the value of the original product. It must enhance that original product. It must make sense in the mind of that customer, and they've got to be able to see that value that's there. Do you need them? No, you sure don't. You do not need to have any kind of upsell whatsoever. You can just have that ebook out there. But remember what we were talking about, how many sales you would have to have at the very beginning. So no, you don't have to have them, but it sure does add a whole lot of extra money. And anybody that's ever had a big launch, 6 figures or more, or whatever, even the high 5 figures, I guarantee you that they've had upsells, one-time offers in place that they made the money on. What is upselling? Upsell is basically a win-win. You're happier because you just made more money, and your customer is happier because they just got more value, and it probably did not cost them a whole lot more. It made sense to them to get. They're going to get more help, better help. They're going to probably start getting results from that upsell that they just got. They've seen the benefits. They've seen that there was a good return on their investment. So everybody right now at this point is happy. It's a win-win situation. An upsell is an offer given to a customer during an initial purchase to bump them to another purchase. So basically, it's taking them from that moment they came on to telling them, hey, you just bought this, but this is what you really need. And not that, what I just sold you really didn't mean nothing. You got to put it in their mind that, look, here's right here, you bought that, but this is what you really need. Maybe it's to bump them up where they choose that higher end product before they purchase. Instead of purchasing that low end, they're already choosing a higher end product. Customers must get a good deal, so the extra value they receive must be worth more than the extra price that they're going to be paying. They clearly have to see the benefits of that. If you go into McDonald's and they ask you if you want to supersize that, if you don't see that as having a benefit of having that large drink and putting all that Coke or whatever into your body, you're not going to see that benefit, and that's not going to be something that you're going to probably want to do. They have to see that there's a benefit in what what you're upselling them on. The customer needs to see it at the time of the sale in order for the higher priced item to make sense for them. It's not something they decide later. They have to see it right now, that there is actually a higher benefit to them, higher return on their investment for them to invest in that higher end product. Continue to believe it after the sale. This is going to keep lower refunds and higher trust factor in you. So not only at the time do they have to believe that it's going to be a better choice for them to make, they have to continue to believe it after the sale. So that's a lot of times you'll get these products where they really made you believe that this was it. I took that chance. I took that higher investment because I thought I was really going to do, and it turned out that it was not all that great. You've got to have the value there. They've got to be able to see it even afterwards, so that you're going to have lower refunds, and you're going to have a higher trust factor. They're going to trust you the next time that you say, hey, I've got something amazing for you that you just have to have. That's what they're looking for, and that's what you have to have when you're upselling. If you buy a computer, you're upsold on things like the memory, the hard drive, the space, monitor size, etc. If you've ever bought a computer, which most of you have, probably all of you, unless you're on somebody else's that you're borrowing or in the home, usually if that guy's doing a good job, he's like, going right there along with you, and you're looking at this computer and he's like, for the same, just a little bit more. And it's always just a little bit more, not, hey, it's not, just for like $200 or $300 more. No, they're not doing that. Just for this little bit more, you can get this one right here with this great big old monitor that's going to take up your whole desk. Just think of that, how well you're going to be able to see and what that's going to be able to do for you and stuff. So they start putting in your mind, for just a little bit more, you're going to get this amazing value. And that's what you have to put in the customer's mind. If you've ever bought anything through a salesman, especially, you've always usually been shown an upsell of something, or tried to get a a bigger, maybe a bigger version or whatever. It's got more memory, more hard drive space or whatever. And that goes for everything. A lot of times you'll be looking at a car or a truck, and depending on who's out there, and that salesman comes out there and it's like, man, that's a great one here, but man, how about this one over here? Look at the features that this one's got. This one is loaded with everything, and it's just a little bit more. It's you're always being upsold, and you need to be doing the same thing. Upsell examples: sell a $47 info product that you can easily upsell to a platinum version, which includes the written transcripts for only $67. Kind of discuss this. A good example would be like that low front end product. Maybe it's a video, a little small video course that you put together, sold it for $47, and now you say, hey, I'm going to give you the transcripts of this. I paid all of this money for these transcripts, and you can get them so that you can follow along and read it, so that you can even learn visually. You're going to give them all the benefits of what it is like to be able to have those transcripts, and you're going to get it for only $67, just a little bit more than what you paid for just the videos. Now you're going to get all of this. Upsell to an Inner Circle members only monthly webinar series for an additional $29 a month. Call it your super success program. It's like, hey, you just bought this course. Now, to really succeed, we've got this webinar that every single week, maybe once a month, whatever it is, we're going to get on this webinar with you, and we're really going to give you some high quality training and really going to take you step by step. You're going to be able to watch us through the process, that we're really going to go into a depth of that video course or whatever that you just bought. So they pay maybe $29 a month to be able to attend those webinars. That's an upsell. It goes right along with what they already have. It's just in addition to that product. Sell a $17 ebook and upsell a video training course showing them the how-to step-by-step process you outlined in the book for them. When should I upsell? Always have something of value to offer. Upsell anytime a customer makes a purchase from you. Upsell products that fit and flow with your offer. They must fit and they must flow. It's got to make sense or they're not going to buy it. Create a sense of urgency. Always create a sense of urgency with your upsells. It's like this is going to be a limited time offer that I offer this much value to you. Afterwards the price is going to be higher. We're going to remove the upsell, whatever it is. We're going to remove that help that you can get right now for just this little bit more. So create that sense of urgency that they have to get it right now, because if they wait, they're not going to be able to get it at the same price, or they're not going to get the help that they can get right now. More upsell ideas. Deluxe upsell. Sell a basic product and tell people for a little more money they can receive the deluxe edition. We've kind of already covered that a little bit. But basically you're just selling maybe a video course that's small, maybe it goes through the step-by-step process, but maybe not quite as much detail as your big course does. That's on the same content, but it's a higher price because it's a bigger end product and stuff. It's got more detail in it, where you're really taking them through everything. They can probably get some results with the small one, but they're really going to get the results they're looking for if they buy the deluxe upsell. Make money upsell. Offer people the rights to sell the product they are buying. So maybe you sold that $37 ebook, and this one, a lot of people will do this, and this is a awesome upsell. It really works well. You give that person the opportunity to make money with the product they just bought. So maybe you sell them resell rights or private label rights or whatever you got, an opportunity for them to be able to make money, because they're going to be able to see a better return on their investment, that they're going to be able to get that money back as soon as they get going and start bringing in sales themselves. A time upsell. Offer them a discount to subscribe for a full year. Now you stop and think about that. Say you had a $20 membership, just for easy figuring for me. You have a $20 a month membership. If you brought that person in and they stayed there for a whole year, if hypothetically they're there for a whole year, you're going to be making yourself $240 off that person in a whole year. But what if you offer them an upsell at the very beginning, where you say, right now you can get this at $20 a month, which is going to equal out to $240 for the year. Or if you take this at a very limited time, I have this limited time offer where you can subscribe right now for a full year for just $199, where you save yourself $41. And you look at yourself, now why would I want to do that? Give up that $41 on that person. Well, when you stop and think that an average lifetime of a customer inside your membership programs or, subscribe to something is usually, it used to be, 3 to 4 months. It's down to more like 2 months or, 3 on the high end now. So you get that person in there for 3 months. Let's just say we go 4 months. You've made yourself $80 and then they're out. And then you're missed out on all that. So if you get them in there for the full year right up front, you just made a whole lot more money off of that lifetime of that person, because they've bought for the year now instead of coming in and just paying for it. And a lot of times they'll stick around for a year because they're still going to want those benefits that they've already paid for. Free upsell. Offer a free sample or trial of your product. Membership type site. A free trial to your membership. Why would I want to give somebody a free sample of something, or a free trial period, or even just send them to like a free unadvertised bonus or whatever as an upsell? Say, hey, you bought this. How about this? Give you this, no cost whatsoever. Well, you're going to have your back end in place with those free trials. You've got your continuity after that, where they get that membership and for that free trial, and you're hoping that they stay in there. You're going to really give them value during that time. You're going to have your follow-up series all set up so that you're giving them value strategically, maybe through that 30 days to really get them to say, like, wow, this is really good. And then as it gets closer to that 30 days, you're telling them what they got to look forward to. And of course, it's always coming just a few days after their subscription as they've paid that monthly subscription. And then they're going to get this great, amazing offer that you have just sitting there waiting for them, and they don't dare cancel it because they want that. You've seen this happen time and time again. You need to be doing the exact same thing. And if you get upset, all of these things, I would never do this to people that are coming in. You're in the wrong business, because it's your job to sell. That's what you are in this business to, is to sell to people. People want to buy what you have. And if they don't, then you better be finding something else to be selling to them. Upselling is big. On initial sales, 70 to 80% of your profits come from the upsell. And when you start thinking that 70 to 80% of your profits, you're leaving a lot of money on the table if you're not upselling. So should you even consider launching a product with an upsell? I'm just going to leave you to answer that one in your own mind. That's the difference between having a $30,000 product launch or a $100,000 product launch. Are you giving your upsell process the attention it deserves? All right, let's talk about cross-selling. It's just a little bit different. Cross-selling is basically sell related products to your current customers, either at the point of sale or at a later time. It doesn't have to be right there at that first initial sale. Could be at a later time. An example would be if you purchased a video camera, for say, and that salesman's right there. He doesn't try to sell you on a bigger video camera or whatever. He starts selling you on equipment that you can use for that video camera. So instead of the whole package deal and stuff, he's probably going to try to do both, where he's probably going to say, you're buying this video camera, a tripod would be great. We've got this package deal over here that's got a tripod and it's got all this extra stuff in there for just a little bit more money. That's going to be more of an upsell. But now if you've purchased that video camera, or you've picked out the video camera, he's going to come, you're set on that. He's going to start cross-selling to you and say, well, what about a tripod? Do you have a tripod? So, because just think of the amazing videos that you're going to be able to take if you got that camera nice and still. It's gonna, your arm's not gonna be so tired. He's gonna really start giving you the benefits of this tripod, of how much value it's gonna be to you and how many benefits you're gonna get from it. He's gonna start cross-selling you on different things. Be like buying a car. What would be a cross-sell of buying a car? Well, going out and buying insurance. It's something that you need. It's related to that, but you're going to have, where basically it's going to be something that you got to either go to another company, or maybe they have those kind of services right there. But they're not going to put it in a whole package. They're going to say, okay, you bought your car. Now you're going to need insurance. So we've got a deal for you. Cross-selling is used to sell products that may be related to the original product instead of upgrades, add-ons, or expensive versions like upselling consists of. So it's going to be basically that they're related to the original product that you just bought. And they might not come at that time of purchase. They might come, a week later, or down the road into your marketing strategy. One-time offers. A one-time offer is extremely, extremely powerful. And one of the biggest reasons it's so extremely powerful is because it is a one-time offer. It is only seen once. A lot of the times you come to these pages, wait. You're only going to see this page once, and you go back the very next time you see an email and you go to it, you decide to buy later, and it's right there. That's not a true one-time offer. A one-time offer is when they have a script on there that is only going to allow that page to be seen that one time. They've got it cookied so that when you go back there, it recognizes you and says, wait a minute, you've already been here once, and we told you you're only seeing this once. You get to understand and trust that person's one-time offers, you're only going to see them once. An OTO is shown to the customer only once, immediately after the customer has paid. And understand that right there, immediately after the customer has paid. An upsell, most of the time the customer has not even paid yet. You're trying to get them from either free or 37 up to a higher price before they enter that card information. An OTO is shown once they've paid. They've pulled the credit card out. They've bought the product. Maybe it's your thank you page, usually where in the place of your thank you page, it's like, wait a minute, I've got this special offer for you right now, and you're only going to see it one time. So make sure you've already got the customer's credit card. They've already committed to that purchase. You've made that sale, and now you're going to sell them again. An OTO has to be compelling. That customer has to be able to be reading that sales page going, wow, man, I got to have this. This makes sense. I really have to have this right now. And you've read them yourselves. You've bought them yourselves, where you've went there and that OTO showed up and you had no intention whatsoever of buying anything else. But as you started reading, it became so compelling that by the time you were done, you were like, wow, I just bought that product. I didn't plan on buying that product, but I had to have it and I bought it. That's what an OTO is. An OTO has to impart a sense of urgency that you've got to get it now. You're never going to see it again. Maybe this is the last time you're going to be able to get this price. If you're going to show it again, maybe it's the last time you're going to be able to ever get it at this price. This is a one-time deal. An OTO must make sense in the mind of the buyer. If it makes no sense, there was no sense in having that one-time offer there. They're not going to purchase. They're going to stick with what they've got, and they're just going to go away annoyed that you dared to give them a one-time offer, and they'll let you know about it. There's a simple PHP script that will allow the page to come up only once on a particular computer. We're not going to get into all that tonight. You can go online and just search for free one-time offer scripts. You will come up with all sorts of results that you can get, these scripts that you can put in there for free to get started with, until you can get some of the better ones to pay. Some of them come with timers where you've seen the countdown timers going. Not only is it a one-time offer, but you only got 30 minutes to buy or 15 minutes to buy or whatever it is. Or sometimes you go to the page where you got 24 hours, and guess what? You just wasted 10 minutes of that reading the sales page. So you just go online, just Google free one-time offer scripts, and I guarantee you that you'll come up with all sorts of results. And you'll come up with PDF trainings and everything on them. So, all right, so here's the upsell, the OTO process. This is the one-time offer process. You got the initial purchase. You take them to the customer checkout page. They check out. They buy your product. They pull out the credit card. The money's in the bank now. Next, they're taken to the upsell or the one-time offer page where they're given another offer that's going to make sense, it's going to be compelling. They're going to see the benefits, and then you're going to take them to the thank you page or to a second upsell. So once they bought that one-time offer, you're going to maybe even take them to the next one. A lot of marketers, and I really firmly believe this myself, when you start them into that process, do not stop selling or making an offer to that person until they say no to you and leave. And then you turn around and try to get them to say yes. You leave it up to that customer to tell you no and I've had enough. It's not up for you to decide whether or not that customer had enough. So it's not up to you to get to say, oh, I couldn't possibly do that to my customer to add in another upsell once they've already bought this, or after they bought the one-time offer to do it again. If what you've got makes sense and it's going to give them more value and it's going to give them more of the help, they're going to be happy, and so are you. So don't start, think that it's just going to annoy everybody. You're going to have people annoyed. You're going to have people telling you about it. You've probably done it yourself to a few people where you've got annoyed. But probably that OTO didn't make sense to you. You probably see no reason for it. All right, there's also the bump process. We're just going to quickly go over this. A bump is used to increase the price of initial offer. It's usually is at 10 to 30%. It's kind of like basically like your upsell, where you're just bumping up the price. So it's going to be a little bit different. You've got your initial purchase. It's right there. Immediately, it's a bump offer before they're even paid and stuff. You're trying to get them to bump them up to a little bit higher end product and stuff. Then you take them to the checkout page to get them to take out the credit card and pay, and then you take them to your upsell or one-time offer. You notice we didn't forget the one-time offer, we still added it, and then you take them to the thank you page. And at that time, as you're going to see as we keep going on here in the training, there's even more that you can add into the thank you pages. Step 3 is to create your system to make sales after the initial purchase. So you've basically got your list building going on. You're getting sales coming in at the time of the initial purchase. Now we're going to talk about after that initial purchase. You need to have systems in place to make more sales. So after they've had this wonderful buying experience, they went to bed, the next day starts again, and you're make money after the initial sales system starts kicking in. Offers must be directly after the sale. So after you made the sales, you start giving them direction. Now, a one-time offer could be considered once they make that sale, that you've got those in place for that. They've already made that sale, so now you've got that one-time offer where you're going to sell to them again. Product recommendation, your affiliate marketing kicks in here, where you start recommending affiliate products. Maybe not that day, but because I like to have my own products, that I'm offering people. I want people to really get to know me. But you could start out with affiliate market products if you don't have your own, and you're thinking, I got to have that back end marketing in place. Go find an affiliate product that makes complete sense to that person once they get on your list, and offer that. But once you make that sale, start your follow-up message and start giving product recommendations, or through your broadcast messages. So, this is where you're going to really need to get that person to start trusting you and liking you before they really start buying, but you're going to start making a few sales here and there. So don't just count it out as something that you have to wait on doing. Physical mailings, you could start sending postcards about special deals. Now, this is something that I'm only going to recommend that if you really got something special going on, that you get into there, because there is some cost involved in, postage and things like that. So if you're going to be sending out physical mailings and stuff, but you've seen it in your own mailbox where you've bought something, and a lot of times you bought it online, here a few weeks later, you get a postcard in the mail saying, hey, I've got this special offer for you. The store is giving this. We got this amazing sale going on right now, and we want to include you. That just go here. Don't count this out. These work very, very well. A lot of times you can have, once they come in with a product, maybe you've got an offline event coming up, you send out postcards to get them to your offline events, or maybe you send them free tickets in the mail. Telephone follow-ups. A lot of the times you've seen bonus offers. This works great for bonus offers, and this is a great way to make more sales and to include in your back-end strategy. Where you give out a free 30-minute phone consultation to those that just bought your product. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to get somebody on the phone and right after they bought your product and spend all that time with them? Well, you're probably not going to unless you got a lot of time. So this is probably going to come once you get have a good, maybe a staff or a couple people to start making these phone consultations for you. But you get them on the line and you say, hey, we'll help you. Just we'll figure out where you're at and kind of give you a plan of what you can get going. Well, they're not going to get that much of a plan in that 30-minute phone consultation, but what you're doing is you're selling them on maybe your high-end coaching programs, because this is where it's a little bit easier to really sell that person on maybe a high-end coaching program. And we're talking $5,000, $10,000 coaching programs. This is where you really want to be, picking up that phone and saying, hey, getting to know that person, talking to them, finding out what they're, where they're at. You're kind of feeling them out while you're on the phone and trying to, working, having these guys that are really trained, like these car salesmen, to listen to what that person's saying so that you can sell them and get that person to believe that this is exactly what they need. Follow-up emails. This is a big one. If you do not have follow-up emails in place when you get somebody on your list, you're missing out, and you're doing your marketing all wrong. You need follow-up emails to start going out. That's giving, not only helping you build those relationships, but they're helping you make other sales. You can do a lot of pre-selling through your follow-up emails. Thank you and download pages are great places for you to put different things that you can make more sales on, and we'll get into those in just a second. Webinars and teleseminars are great places to make more sales afterwards, where you bring them in. Maybe you're higher end coaching, that monthly coaching even, where you're like, we're going to bring these experts on to and deliver this really high quality training. Well, that expert gets at the end and all of a sudden he's pitching to you. A lot of times you expected it, maybe you didn't expect it, but you're like, wow, that's really makes sense. I got to have that. Well, that person, he brought you in there on a front end. Then he sold you on his membership site for $29 for that upgrade to get you into that program, because he knows that he's going to really start getting you help. You're going to get in there, and now he's bringing in other experts to deliver the training to you, to get you some more help. But then they're selling you on more products that are going to give you even more training. And of course, be thinking, does it all make sense? You're not going to want to bring in somebody or do training on your own that doesn't make sense to that person for what they even originally came in on. All right, thank you pages and product pages and email follow-ups. First of all, the thank you page. First of all, its main purpose is to reassure the customer that the order has been processed. It's like, thank you. Everything looks good. You thank you for that purchase. Puts it in their mind. Okay, purchase is made. Product's on the way. It's going to be mine. But this is a great way to make another offer that complements the initial purchase just made. Where they're on that, it's like, thank you for your purchase. Check out this offer that I've got for you. The sooner you can communicate your back-end offer with your customer in that time, the better the results. So, just as soon as you can start communicating what you got, what comes next, the better the results, the higher your conversions are. And that's why a thank you page is a great place to go. Those follow-up emails that go out immediately once they opt into your list and stuff are great places to start introducing things to them. Any product or service that can benefit the customer's purchase should be systematically offered and reinforced. So you've got those products in place. You need to start offering them through systems, which we're going to be talking about on another webinar, but start delivering them through the systems that you have set up. So it's going to be automated, and you start reinforcing those offers that you've got coming up, where you're going to reinforce them through the follow-up emails, through your thank you pages, through the copy that you would put on that. This is another place for you to start getting inside the mind and really doing a better job of selling. It goes without saying that this works best when your initial front-end product is quality, has depth, and offers a high return on investment for the customer. Again, I say quality from the beginning. It's gotta just say quality all over it, or they're not going to want to go any further, and you're probably not even going to get them in the first place. But if you get lucky and you get them in the first place, they're not going to keep going once they see, that there's no quality there. Product pages. I love the real estate on a product page. If you've got any of my product pages, you've probably seen this on there. This is a great place. And even if you've got a free offer, to add more free offers to that, which are going to include back-end strategies. Deliver the product as promised. That's what the product page's responsibility is for, mainly, is to deliver the product. That's where their downloads are going to be found. And then give them another opportunity to buy again once they see how great the initial purchase is. Now think about it. Here they are on your product pages. Before this time, they're just going on what their mind is saying, okay, this looks good. Now they're at the place where they can open up that ebook and really start reading what's going on. They can listen to the videos to see the quality and seeing what's really going on whether, and make that decision on whether or not they really made a good investment. And at this point, if they're sitting there going, this is good stuff, and all of a sudden you've got another offer, they're going to be going, okay, wow, this was free or low cost. Man, I can't imagine what kind of value is there for this higher end that he's offering. Or maybe, in what I love to do, is do unadvertised bonuses where they come in and they get something else for free. And at this point, if it's one of my bonuses, great. I'm going to have a back end into it. This is something where they don't feel like they're being sold on something yet, where they're saying, okay, free. I like free. A lot of people like free, and they'll sign up for free stuff all day. But this point, also, you don't have to be as responsible for the back end if you don't want to yet. But you're going to be able to put a back end in place through affiliate marketing, because these would be advertisements from your affiliates where when they click on this, it's going through your affiliate link. You're going to be cookied. So when they sign up for this, what's going to happen is they're going to get this, and then they're going to be given a one-time offer from your affiliate or the JV partner or whatever, whoever the product owner is, and now you're going to be able to start making income from that as well, because you're going to earn affiliate commissions when they buy. Your affiliate partner, your JV partner, was responsible for paying for all the sales copy. They're responsible for making that sale now. You gave them something else for free. It's a great place to do that on your product page. Because, and what, they're usually not going to get rid of this product page unless it's just crap that you just gave them. They're going to bookmark that thing, put it in their favorites or whatever, and go back to it time and time again. So they're going to see that. Maybe you want to change your unadvertised bonuses once in a while, so that when they go back again, in a month or so, they're like, wow, something new here. Let me check this out. Email follow-up and broadcast emails. Automated way for you to turn one-time customers into repeat customers. Develop a real depth of relationship with your customers through your email follow-up and your broadcast. That very first follow-up goes out and it starts telling who you are and what you're all about. You start building relationships, and they get this whenever you signed up for a product or signed up to somebody's list, immediately you find in your email someone's like, hey, thank you, here I am. This is who I am. This is what I'm all about. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to working with you. Hey, by the way, did you see that one-time offer or whatever? Maybe you didn't like the price on that at that time. What about a special deal? I'm going to take $10 off the price of that, what you just seen, or something like that. Whatever, a way to, a lot of times you're going to see that there's an offer. You start reinforcing what you have to offer them. Your follow-ups are good places. Maybe they're not sold on that offer yet. This is good real estate for you to start selling and going through that pre-sale process to get them to buy, where you start placing it in their mind that this is something that they need, and showing them a little bit more how they really need it, showing them more of the benefits of what they get, showing different results or whatever you have to do to get them to buy. Builds a trust factor. This is where you really start building that trust factor. Getting the people to know you, like you, and trust you is a big deal. They have to trust you, especially when you're giving out product recommendations, or to trust you to buy another one of your own. Pre-selling it goes on through here. Pre-selling is positioning your offer in the mind of the visitor so that it makes sense to buy. So if they're not completely sold from the beginning when they come through it, they came in for free or low end, but they didn't go any further, this is your opportunity to continue to pre-sell them and to start positioning that your back-end products in their mind until it makes sense for them to buy. Affiliate marketing product recommendation. These are other products that come after a lot of times that initial sale. Product recommendations promote affiliate products in your back end. When we're going to be talking about positioning your products here in a later training course, it is very important for you to control, whether you call it your product ladder, your product funnel, whatever it is. You as the marketer, the list owner, it's up to you to control as much of that funnel or that ladder as possible for that customer. But that can be placing in affiliate product recommendations in strategic places where it makes sense. And that's why it's so important, like we discussed last week, of creating products that complement your JV partners, your competition's products and stuff, complementing them, because they're going to see a place where it's missing in their own product ladders and say, hey, you've got a great product. Can I use that? Can I get an affiliate link and use that to position in my back-end marketing strategy? And you can do the same when you see JV partners that have something that will fill a hole or a gap that you have to help your customers out. You get an affiliate link, you place that product there and say, hey, look, the next step that you need to take is this product recommendation that I have for you. And when you can do that properly, it's going to make sense for them to take that recommendation. And a lot of people get this wrong. They just throw out anything and everything that comes along. Bigger launches, you get that hype and everything going. It's a little bit easier to capitalize on a bigger launch. But when you're just throwing in products and stuff that are outside of a big launch where all the hype's going on and everybody's like, wow, I got to check this out, and then they get caught up into that and buy. You need to get that product has to make real sense to that person when you just are putting affiliate products in your funnel to get them to purchase next. If well chosen, a position should provide an additional service and provide appreciated value for your visitors, who will in turn reward you when they open their wallet and give back to you, because you're getting affiliate commissions. It's no different if that affiliate marketer would have sold your product and you'd have gave them 50% commission. You're still getting that commission, and they're going to appreciate you for the value of that other product. So make sure those products are good as well, and because they're going to appreciate you for helping them. It's not going to be all about that marketer's product and them they're going to come back to and say thank you for recommending that product. And if they're not, you're doing it wrong. The affiliate model is an excellent back-end revenue source. It always makes sense, and I recommend that you always diversify your income sources. Have as many different income sources coming in as possible. Many websites set up, different affiliate products, all these different strategies that you put in place, because a lot of times you'll be going through, you open up your account and going like, wow, where'd that come from? Oh, it came from those follow-up messages that I had, or oh, it came from those affiliate products I just offered. So make sure that you really diversify your income sources. Don't just stick to one thing. This next step is set up systems to entice stale customers to purchase again. After a while, your list might getting stale. You're going to have customers that have, pretty much they've went through everything you've got. They're still hanging on your list, but they're not buying from you anymore. So you make an effort to get that person to buy. Maybe you start offering them some different things. Maybe you start giving them limited discounts to some of the products. Maybe you give them, it's like, hey, I've got, you've probably seen all these products that I've promoted, all my products that I've came out with. I've got it for a limited time and discount. You get all my products for this certain amount. And they're looking at us like, well, I never bought that product, or that product. So yeah, that's a good investment. Let me buy. And that person starts coming back in and they become a paying customer again. Maybe special offers or unique products that you create or whatever, for that person in mind that hasn't bought from you in some time. And it's going to happen. Set up special offers for customers who request refunds or cancel memberships. So even when somebody's requesting a refund or canceling a membership, have something set up in place for them that is going to try to get them into something else, to pull out that card and buy again. And that sometimes don't make sense to persons. Like, they want a refund. Why do they want it? Well, maybe that wasn't for them. Or maybe, let's say you set up a survey and you ask your customer why they're canceling or refunding. You want to know these things. It's like, okay, why are you refunding? Can you give me a reason? Because I might be able to help you out with this before we refund. Maybe it'll save the refund, or at least get them, income coming in to make up for that refund that you're about ready to give out. Once they select the best answer, it directs them immediately. A redirect is sent up, so they click, here's the answer that best fits why I'm refunding. It redirects them to a product that's going to help solve the problem that they're having. So maybe they said, well, I really don't have time for this product right now, so I need a refund. Well, to save you time, we have this set up, this built-in system where we'll set it all up and do everything for you to save you time, And a lot of times they go, oh, well, okay, I don't got to do it myself. Well, I don't need a refund now. Or, okay, well, that product sounds even better yet. So, or maybe they just, it's too technical for me. Well, we've got this great technical course for you right here that'll really help you discover how to get things up technically, or we'll once again do it for you. So it redirects them to a solution to the problem that is causing them to refund. And a lot of times this won't work, but a lot of the times this is going to get them. I would rather capture some of these people and get some of that money back than to just sit there and refund people all day, and never be able to get them back or have them just leave. Downsells. This is offered if your offer is rejected. So once that offer has been rejected, they say, nope, that's just too high price, whatever, don't need it. So you offer them a downsell. It's generally cheaper. You've seen this time and time again where they'll say, okay, well, wait a minute. Or maybe it's a 3-time payments offer set up where it's like, okay, maybe it was too expensive for you right now. What if we set up a 3-time payment offer, where it makes it a little bit easier for you to, where you only got to pay $97 right now instead of, $500 or whatever. It's generally cheaper. Maybe it's like, maybe you started out at that $497 course or whatever, and it's like, well, what if we remove this, and this will do, pretty decent here for you. What if, at this price? And they look at that and go, okay, not as much of a risk, and okay, let's go for that. May not require a big decision and commitment. A lot of the times the downsells are like no-brainers. They're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I can do that, but always don't offer these until they've rejected your higher offers. A lot of times people will start out with these and they never go anywhere else. If anything, use these for your lead-in generators or whatever. But a lot of times, if they came in free, maybe some of your lower-end products can be your downsells and stuff for this. It's got to make sense, though. Can move would-be lost prospects quickly back to being customers. So that guy's or lady's about ready to leave your website. They're not made a sale yet. They're about ready to leave, not to come back. This can quickly move that person to being a lost prospect, quickly back into being a customer. It wasn't as high end as you wanted, but at least they got out that credit card and they bought from you, and they put them into customer mode now for you. It gives the opportunity for the customer to enter the product funnel. You brought them in at a different place than originally planned, but at least they're into the product funnel so that you can start pre-selling them on that offer. So immediately, once they buy that downsell, you start going after that sale that you originally had. It's like, wait a minute. Now that you've had a chance to look at this, what about the offer that I gave you the first time? Go back after it to get them going through that product funnel. Always allows you further pre-selling and positioning of your higher margin product. So if that downsell gets them in your product funnel, it allows you further pre-selling and positioning of those higher end products and stuff to get them positioned properly in their mind, to sell them on it. It serves as a great opportunity to introduce who you are and what you can do for your customers. If you don't get them in your product funnel, they're not going to get to know who you are. So that downsell serves, it's a great way to serve as them getting to know you. At least you're getting introduced to them. Your products are being introduced to them. So again, downsells must be of good value. It's important all the way through. Effective at establishing new relationships. Again, not where you wanted, but at least you got them in there to start that new relationship. And it helps build trust and credibility. If it's still a great offer, they're going to say, hey, okay, I can see that that other product probably would have been a good return on my investment because, this downsell was a good product, that had a lot of value. I think I can trust this person. They still seem pretty credible because you're starting to give them more advice. You're starting to let them get to know who you are and why they should trust you. So it starts building your credibility. All right, easy back-end example with an ebook. Ebooks are great to use for back-end marketing. If you've written your own ebook, you know enough on the subject to be considered a bona fide expert. And anyone that buys your ebook from you believes this. Otherwise, they wouldn't be wasting their time and money on your product. If they don't think that you're the expert, you don't know what you're talking about, they're not going to buy it. So you're already considered a bona fide expert right from the very beginning of that sale. So they bought your ebook. Inside that ebook, you have links to other products, your own and affiliate. And that's why a lot of times people will just give away their ebooks because they have back-end marketing strategies right there. If you don't have anything in place, you're not going to be inclined to give anything away because you're not seeing any kind of profit from it. But when you understand that your back end is where it's all at, you're going to say, hey, I can give this away no problem because I know what's coming next. So maybe in that ebook, in an example, in this chapter, we're going to be showing you how to set up your follow-up message sequence. Before you get started, you will need an autoresponder service. So you're already telling them that's something that they're going to have. Now, that will house your list and allow you automatically to start sending out your follow-up series to your new list. So maybe your ebook is on setting up websites or whatever it is. And in there, you're starting them out at the beginning of the process, and they get to the place where once they have their website up, you're going to start talking about list building and getting people on their list. And you're going to introduce them to the autoresponder. My recommendation for a top quality autoresponder would be Aweber or GetResponse. And when they click on one of those, it's going to take you to through an affiliate link for them to sign up at Aweber or GetResponse or whatever your recommendation would be in there. And then you're going to make a sale. And a lot of times these sales are going to be maybe a $50 sale where you would have made, free or nothing here on the front end and stuff. So, so those are great places. You can just put links to other product recommendations because this is a great time to sell them on this. You're telling them what you use, and you're telling them they're going to need it because they're seeing it in the system that you're showing to them that it's something they have to have. Well, I don't know what to have, so I'm going to go on the recommendation of what this guy is telling me, this ebook. Imagine if at the very back of your ebook you were to place a small ad that said something like this: a special unadvertised offer. And let's just stay with the ebook was all about setting up websites. You're taking people through the process of setting up websites. And at the end, this person's going, wow, that's going to be a lot of work. I don't know if I can do all of this. That's a lot more than I expected. Well, for the next 10 people to respond, I'm going to help you set up your first website that promotes an affiliate product program using all of my best techniques, and together we'll watch it start making money for you. Just click here and I'll personally teach you my system so you can start using it over and over again. And all of a sudden that person's like, wow, only the next 10 people are going to get this help, and I'm overwhelmed by what I just read. And okay, I'm clicking here to find out what this guy's got to offer. And, because I want somebody to personally teach me or set this up for me. And they're saying they're going to set it up with affiliate products. So yeah, I'm in. Because you just showed them that they're going to be making money. So it's all going to be in the copy. What I got here are just examples. It's probably not the greatest copy and stuff, but understand the importance of back-end marketing in your ebooks. What other kind of service can you offer that complement your ebook? Be thinking of those things. Maybe consulting with you, coaching and mentoring. So it's like, hey, you probably maybe need some help. You maybe didn't understand everything. You're overwhelmed. How about if I've got a coaching program that I can walk you step by step, one-on-one and stuff. I'll work with you, or I've got teachers in place. I'll mentor you through it. I'll help consult you. So have other things that will complement your ebook. Maybe package deals where you've got another course or whatever that you can sell with that ebook. Whatever the subject of your ebook, there is a higher dollar service that you can perform that complements it. If you just stop and think about it, there's going to be higher dollar services that you can perform that complement your ebook. All right, here's the real funnel. The real product funnel used by millionaires is simple. create front-end offers that rarely change, and constantly improve on your back-end offer. So basically, you just create these front-end offers and then you constantly improve on your back-end offers. So maybe you just start out with your one-time offer, you're offering resale rights to that product, or you've got maybe a small end coaching program or something there for them, or a higher end a video course or whatever, but then you work on it and you consistently improve on your back end offers, where maybe eventually you've got higher end coaching programs, offline events, you're working in those phone sales. You constantly are going to be improving that back end offers. You're going to have the front end offers already in place. Usually your front end products will be lower in price to get more customers into your product funnel. To start out your information back-end funnel, we're talking about information marketing, your back-end funnel. First, like we talked about last week, you need to research your niche. You need to know what they're looking for, the help that they need for you to be able to create your back-end funnel. You've got to know what comes next all the time. Get to know your potential clients. You've got to get to know who they are. If you get customers and you don't get to know them, shame on you. Even offline stores will do the best that they possibly can to get to know their customers, because it's going to create better relationships and really help you generate more sales. Create series of products. Know what comes next. Don't just go out and create products. Create products knowing that what you're creating is what comes next. So even if you're just going out and creating that ebook, you already know what's going to be coming next. And a lot of times you already have that in place. And once you have that in place, it's easier to figure out what that front end product is. Position back end products so they make sense in the mind of the customer. Very important. You've seen that several times throughout this training tonight. Example of an information-based funnel could be low-end products starting from $10 to $100, maybe ebooks, newsletters, short e-courses, reports. $100 is getting a little bit, higher end, but $10, $100, that a good example of low-end products. Your middle-end products would be $100 to $500, maybe DVD tutorials, webinar courses, short teleseminar series, audio and CD series. So you start moving up into the middle products, and then you get your high-end product, maybe 1,000 to 10,000s or even above. Advanced coaching programs, one-on-one coaching, advanced teleseminar programs, boot camps, workshops, offline seminars. The list just goes on. So that's what your funnel is going to consist of: your low end, and then to your middle end, and then to move them right on up. Another great way. A lot of people sit there and go, wow, that's just a lot to really absorb. That's a lot to really think about. I've got this great ebook and stuff, but man, for me to sit there and create all of that, that's craziness, because the challenges of back-end marketing are a lot of times you don't got time to do that. Maybe you're one person and you're like, wow, that's going to take a lot of time for me to set that up. Maybe you don't have a lot of money to creating those courses and stuff, because these courses that are higher end, they cost a little bit of money to create. If nothing else, it takes a lot of time. Where consider a 12-hour course. That's 12 hours of investment into it. That's time that if somebody was to hire you to do that, at least they're going to be paying probably $50 to $100 for you just to do one of those trainings or one of those recordings. So there's money to be invested. You don't have any idea what to create. This is where PLR really can help your back end market, is to introduce that, where you find a product that's already been made. You just rebrand it for your own, and you introduce it as your very own product for you to build your own credibility and to move in it. Because basically, this is where private label rights comes to the rescue, is when you meet these challenges, because PLR is a time saver. Who wouldn't want more time in their day? I sure can use more time in my day. Product creation takes time. PLR gives back that time, because most of the work is already done for you. You just got to go through maybe the branding, get your own graphics or whatever, and usually you got all that stuff outsourced. It's inexpensive. PLR is easier on the wallet, and who doesn't like that? You're talking to one right here. I like anything that's easier on my wallet. Somebody else has already went through the expense. A lot of time PLR comes with sales pages, everything else. It came with all of this expense already taken care of, and you usually get it at a pretty decent price when you really stop and think about what you're getting when compared to what it's going to cost you to really buy that. to get your back-end marketing in place, PLR really is inexpensive. It gives you more flexibility. You just basically got to rewrite it, rebrand it, and add your own spin and personality into it. And a lot of times you don't even have to do that, because most of the time the customer does not care whose voice it in or who it's branded for, as long as you delivered them the help that they need. That's what I find 9 out of 10 times, if not 10 out of 10 times, that the customer just cares that you delivered the help they were looking for. You delivered to them what comes next, and they were able to get results. They're going to thank you for it. They're not even going to stop and think that you might not have even created that. They're going to think that you had it created just for them. So it offers greater flexibility, and you can concentrate on other things that you need to be concentrating on to make money. It's very profitable, very high return on investment. There's even a high return on investment when you think of a little $2 ebook or whatever that you get with PLR rights to it. You can have a very high return on investment. So PLR is just a great way to introduce your back-end marketing, to get your back-end marketing in place and really get it up quickly and get it moving forward. And so when you bring on those JV partners, it's like, look, I've got this in place. Here's my front end, but look at what I got in the back end already, waiting for you to even make more money. And it's an idea generator, because a lot of times you get those PLR products and you start seeing them, and as you're going through them and rebranding, it gives you different ideas and stuff of what you can do next time for one of your products or whatever. So it helps with that idea generator, because that's a lot of times people go, it's like, I don't know what to even create for my back-end marketing. I'm lost. I basically can barely get this ebook created. So what comes next? I don't have a clue to how to figure that out. Somebody else has already done that. And when you start seeing them and you're buying them, it's going to start putting ideas into your mind. Oh, I can do that next time. Using PLR to create your back end, find several and take pieces and parts from each of them and create a brand new product for your back end. So maybe you find a big product that you purchase and you take pieces of that. Maybe you're allowed to give it away, and you can break it up into separate little modules or whatever, where you give part of it away as your free gift or a low end. Maybe you have to sell it for something, but you can break it apart into low end products. So maybe you have a big course and you break it into several lower end products. And each of them, create a new product for your back end. Find high-end training courses that complement your front end so that you don't have to create the high-end training courses. Use PLR as bonus offers for increasing your back-end affiliate products, recommendations to increase conversions. This really helps in your back-end marketing. When you see these large promotions, you see that people that are really making the sales and that you really go buy it, you're looking for that guy that's got the best bonus offer that's out there. Right now there's a big launch going on, and all the what people are concentrating on is like, okay, I want the product, but who's got the best bonus? Well, if you can find something really good to offer as a bonus, you're going to increase your back end affiliate product recommendation sales, and you're going to have higher conversions. Where maybe 1 or 2 people would have bought, now you're going to maybe sell 20-30% of the people, because you've got a good bonus offer. You're going to be able to compete with the bigger guys out there. So look for some really good PLR courses and things like that to add into your back end to use as bonus offers. In summary, if you don't offer your customers what they want to buy, someone else will. Don't do them a disservice. They're going to go to somewhere else if you don't offer them what they're looking for. So if you don't offer them what they're going to buy, they're going somewhere else. That other person might not be as trustworthy. You might even know that person's not very trustworthy, but yet they see that he's got what they want, so they're going over to them instead of with you, where you would have genuinely give them the help that they need. They just left you because you didn't have it in place. You just did a big disservice to that person. Create your back-end marketing. Always be upselling. Whenever somebody buys something, give them something else, and don't quit until they say, I've had enough. It's not up to you to decide when they put that credit card away. It's their credit card, their money, the help that they need. As long as you feel good about that, you're delivering them good value and help, you let them buy from you until they say no. So consistently improve on your back-end offers to achieve the highest lifetime customer value possible. And the quickest way out of the business of selling informational products on the internet is to not have a back-end strategy. You'll be a one-hit wonder, you'll disappear, and you will not be heard of again if you do not have your back-end strategy. Getting a first-time customer is not easy. When you get one, you need to make sure that you keep him happy, and make him want to buy from you again and again, because once you have them on your list, they've purchased from you the first time, it's easier for you to make more sales. The conversions are going to be higher. You do this by having excellent customer service, staying in contact with your customers, building good relationships to know your customers, and by having great back-end products to offer them. You're going to know exactly what they want because you're going to get to know them, and you're going to have great products to offer them in the back-end strategy. Make sure you have your back-end strategy in place, or get it there quickly, because like I said, it's the quickest way out of the business that you're trying to get started right now if you don't have it in place. And it's much easier to sell to existing customers than it is to get a new customer. And it's also a lot less expensive to sell to that customer again and again than it is to get them in and sell them the first time.